Hello, Math Angel. Welcome back to Decaf-Math ASMR. I hope that you're doing alright at this time. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be reading you a story. And I know that a lot of people are getting ready to go back to school soon. If not, a lot have already started as well. But I know that this is a very uncertain time and that a lot of schedules are all over the place. And we're just gonna have to be flexible and patient and resilient, but I know that the unknowns can be so hard to navigate sometimes. So I wanted to take some time and snuggle in. I already have my blanket here. I encourage you to also snuggle in. And I wanted to just have this moment of story time. So this story is special to me. It is called Pass the Wine, Mr. Einstein. And it's special to me because I wrote it. I wrote it with one of my good friends in middle school. I think it was 6th or 7th grade. I cannot believe that I still have this. But it is still around, and I thought that we could take a look at it together. The assignment, I think, was just to make and design a little children's math book. A lot of people did like multiplication tables and some basic algebra, I think. But it didn't have to rhyme or anything, but we had so much fun and we had a little nerdy play date, so we worked on it all weekend. And I have a lot of really fun memories just hanging out with my friend, and you'll see just how dorky we were, but one of my favorite memories. So we'll take a look at this together. And really, I just hope that this puts a smile on your face, that you're able to just let go of all of your worries, even for just a little bit. I'm sending you many prayers and much love, and let's just take a look. So, here we have Pass the Wine, Mr. Einstein. And this was back in the day when this was so cool to do. The, don't know what it's called, the ombre? Is that what it is? Just the blending of these colors. Fancy Microsoft Word stuff. Which is ironic because I couldn't make my thumbnails look half this cool. So I was way cooler back then. Even had little shiny stickers. But Pass the Wine, Mr. Einstein. And I covered up our names, but Decaf and Friend. Incidentally, we ended up going to different high schools, but we ended up going to the same college. She's sweet as can be, but so it says E equals MC squared, some Fibonacci, and just random doodles. So before we start the book, I'm just gonna read the back. We took it upon ourselves to write ourselves some reviews. So this book, we were quite ambitious. We charged $11.23 US dollars. And so that would be 1123 for Fibonacci, and $13.14 Canadian dollars. I think that's Must be a 3.14 reference with the one. But the little synopsis says, imagine 6 of the most famous mathematicians ever sitting at a dinner table together. Everything runs smoothly until Einstein forgets his theory of relativity. Then Archimedes' favorite number was scrambled when Klein accidentally spilled number soup on the floor. What would you say to a furious Fibonacci or an impossibly angry Archimedes if they got into a number debate? Or try to picture Gauss's frustration as he attempts to pour with Klein's entwined bottle of wine. Laugh out loud with your children as you read. And then the reviews say 3.14 thumbs up from the Pi Association International. And ingenious rhyming. Every budding Einstein should have a copy. Mathtown review. And then best children's mathematician book since The Number Devil. Bonacci B. Bunny. Oh man, this is quite a throwback. Alright. Can you handle the level of nerd? This level of nerdy. Okay, so on the first page we have this envelope, and it's addressed to the mathematician on 3.14th Street, Pi Valley, Digitopolis, 11235. And the postage is 3.14 cents. Okay. So, next to that is a scroll. Sorry, I'm trying to squish this all in. But it says, come to the house of Mr. Carl F. Gauss. It's a potluck, so bring what you will. Come to the party and eat your fill. And the next bit is just a dedication page which has names, so I clipped this closed, but just dedication page and the author stuff, just us. So we're just gonna skip that and start the book. Okay, I scooted over a little bit so that I can actually kind of show you, but this is Mr. Gauss. He prepared a number soup. The party is at his house. He invited a large group. There's Mr. Gauss. There's what seems to be number soup. He added the numbers from 1 to 10, found a pattern, and then 1 to 100, he added them all. I wonder if he can do that again. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4 to 100, which adds up to 5050. And it says, how did you do that? How did you do that, Mr. Gauss? It's Leonardo da Pisa, Fibonacci, with 112 and then a 3. You add the number to the one before it. There's a pattern. Do you see? And here's our Fibonacci. And a bunch of Fibonacci numbers. He brings with him a spiral made up of 13 P's. Gauss looks at him and smiles. You can tell that he is pleased. think my doodling or drawing has improved much since, but we had fun drawing this together. It's Isaac Newton, founder of gravity, sort of. What did you bring? Asks Gauss. Can I see? A basket of apples, more like a tree. Newton bends down and asks Gauss for a toss. A toss, asks he, for making applesauce. There's our Newton. Fancy paper here. Just gotta printed it out, I guess, on shiny paper. And we have gravity here, which apparently pulls the people in Australia off the earth. We have apples, applesauce. Here comes Mr. Felix Klein, bearing a bottle of fine red wine. But wait a second, what a swine. How can you drink from a bottle that's entwined? And here's our Mr. Felix Klein. And our Klein bottle, which loops back in on itself, kind of like a Mobius strip. Here comes Einstein, 10 minutes late. How could he have forgotten such an important date? I forgot my dish, says he. Oh, great. I'm sorry I had to make you wait. Einstein. I know energy equals mass times something squared. But what? I forgot. My paper got teared. Archimedes said, that's nice. It's not that I really cared. It's the missing food that we could have shared. There's our angry Archimedes. E equals m what squared? One by one, they all sit down, pour numbered soup, and pass it around. Oops, said Klein, there's some on the ground. Archimedes stomped over, bearing a frown. He said, stop being such a clumsy clown. There's our numbered soup again, which apparently is not colored anymore. The party's over. It's no more fun. You scrambled my 3.141. Now it's 1.314. That's not my pie anymore. Klein said, don't be sad. Now don't you cry. There are thousands more digits of your special pie. And there's all the soup again, colored numbers again. Spilled all over, jumbled up. Said Klein. These peas are good. Newton, the salt, please, if you would. Have you tried the soup? You really should. What is it? Einstein punched the table and stood. What is what? Asked Newton, as a candle he lit. My energy problem, the last little bit. E equals m times something. Oh, what was it? There's just one more letter that needs to fit. This is my interesting depiction of Einstein looking at candle and apparently just his head punching the table. He's punching the table. Einstein glances at the candle burning bright. He jumps and exclaims, the speed of light. light. The last little letter, it fits just right. A C for the candles that burn tonight. E equals MC squared. What a sight. E equals MC squared. What a sight, what a sight. Meanwhile, at the table's other side, there was a number debate, for no one could decide whether pi surpassed the sequence of Fibonacci's pride. Well, said Fibonacci, at least my numbers divide, but pi is more interesting, Archimedes replied. My numbers divide. Pi's interesting. Mine's cooler. It's longer. Mine appears everywhere. Find a volume with it. Oh yeah, the talk back. Sassy number debate. Use pi to find the volume of a pea or other sphere, but you can look anywhere and my pattern will appear. Along came Newton, who said, no fighting here. Both numbers are equal. Why isn't that clear? The mathematicians apologized, knowing they had been rude. Fibonacci even offered Archimedes some food. Pi's defender smiled as he gleefully chewed. This made everyone in a better mood. Happy, happy, and pi for the sphere, and Fibonacci appearing with rabbits and bees, apparently. Blow the bugle, ring the bell, here comes dessert, it's looking swell. Archimedes baked it well. Pi or pie, what's the difference, can you tell? Wow, said Newton, this pie, or is it pie, is the best. I know, Archimedes boasted, patting his chest. I way surpass all of the rest. You see, most cooks can't pass the test, for they don't use numbers, which add extra zest. Next time you try to bake, add some numbers. Numbers. Secret ingredient. After dessert, Klein brought out his bottle, which had its neck twisted around below the throttle. This had 4 dimensions. This was not a model. Did he bring glasses? He oddle. It's a 4-dimensional Klein bottle. As Gauss struggled with the wine, his face turned pale. He tried with the head and then with the tail. He couldn't get it out and he let out a wail. This is a cool bottle, but for pouring, it's sure to fail. That is Gauss. No. Klein looks at his watch and exclaims, oh my. Einstein glances over and says, how time does fly. Archimedes grabbed his dish to his pie, shouting, aye. Fibonacci grabs his spiral scarf with a hurried goodbye. Aye, goodbye. Oh my. It's 12. Must be midnight. 2.5 by 2. The 5 of them file out, thanking Mr. Gauss for bringing this about. This is the end of the math book, they all shout. We hope we've given your brain a good workout. The end. The end. And then we have some fun with pi. Oops. So I have to glue that back down. 3.1415926, blah, 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 and on and on and on. And then we have some Fibonacci numbers and the prime factorizations here. I could do a separate video on these two, just reading some out. That'd be pretty fun. Or boring for sleep. And that is the end of Past the wine, Mr. Einstein. What do you think? I hope that you enjoyed that. Maybe one of these days I can do if we want to look at the interesting doodles again, we can do a camera down. I hope that this brightened your day a little bit and encourage you to slow down and make yourself a mug of something decaf if you need it. Get some good rest. Keep in touch.